Units and increments. Alright, in Gimp there's a few things that you have to know about units and increments and where to change them. So in Edit, you can go to Preferences. And under Default Image, we can choose a default image of 8.5 by 11 by inches. And we can use millimeters or inches. We're going to be using millimeters and inches within the course, but probably none of the other. Then we can also choose our resolution. So at default, let's have 8.5 by 11 by 300 dpi. We can also choose our grid sizing when we do use grid, which is not too often, but let's choose it anyway. So we have solid and dashed lines. I would say dash would be better. And we have foreground and background color of this grid. I don't like using black, I like using blue. And then we have a spacing. I like to keep this in inches, so what I'm going to be using is 0.125, which is 1/8 of an inch. And hit OK. So you'll notice that didn't take into effect. But when we close out Gimp, and really close it out, the next time we launch it, that's when anything takes into effect. So now if I make a new document, it's 8.5 by 11 in inches and 300 dpi, and I can hit OK. And if I want to view the grid, I can say Show Grid, and there it is. And it's in 1/8 of an inch increments. If I need to switch the whole system over to millimeters, I can go down here to millimeters and now see it in millimeters. But the grid spacing is always going to be 0.125. So again, we don't show the grid very often, but when we do, there it is. A lot of times what we'll be using is guides for things as far as measurement is concerned. And just know that when we're dealing with printers, some printers, especially the printers as far as like printing photographs, they're in inches. And when we're dealing with laser cutting and when we're dealing with like creating raster image for lasers or some of the 3D print stuff, we're going to be using millimeters. Alright, so those are units and increments and where to change them. Be familiar with it, and let's go on to the next video.